Back when I was a kid, I wished I was Marty McFly. Jump in my DeLorean and go to the future. Now, as an adult collector, I want you to join me in my journey to the past so I can share my stories with you about movies, cartoons, toys, and video games. Welcome, everybody. You're watching Randy Collector. So I remember being maybe 7 or 8 years old whenever I discovered this fantastic animated series. But I was already a fan before this. I was already a fan of Batman as a whole, right? From the 66 fun and entertaining TV show, all the way to the best, one of, at least for me, one of my favorite Batman movies, Batman Returns. So I don't quite remember when this commercial or promotion for the Batman animated series came out back in Peru, but all I remember seeing it was the intro, and until this day I think it's one of my top 3 cartoon intros for sure. I remember it back in Peru, the animated series, they will air it Saturday mornings, probably 8 to 10 maybe, I don't recall exactly. It was very difficult for me to wake up to go to school every day, Monday to Friday, but for that cartoon on Saturdays, I wouldn't have any problem doing that. So besides the amazing intro, one of the main reasons why I loved and still loved about this TV series or cartoon was the more mature tone that they made it with, especially comparing it with the, I don't want to say silly, but maybe wacky or fun or goofy tone that they did with Batman, the 66 TV show, or even the kiddish and more playful tone they did with the cartoon of Super Friends. And even though I say that this TV show or animated series was or had a mature tone, they also showcase villains like Clayface and Man-Bat. Villains that they're kind of like fantasy or not really realistic. But I think they found the perfect balance to merge these two worlds of fantasy and reality in Gotham City. Talking about Clayface, I thought as a kid his episode was awesome, and already as a kid I was thinking, wow, what would his action figure will look like. I was already imagining and thinking about playing with that action figure. I thought it was a cool character. And watching this episode again of Clayface and investigating more for the purpose of my video, I found out that the title for this episode, Feet of Clay, derives from a passage from the Bible from Daniel. I'll put the passage right here on the left or right. Basically, what the phrase describes for this passage is someone who projects strength and perfection, but is someone fragile and easily broken. So this also describes our supervillain right here, Clayface. So that's exactly why this cartoon wasn't your typical kids show. You can tell the creators and writers put a lot of effort and love to give kids excitement and adventures, but at the same time, deep themes and topics. I don't know, maybe the target was only kids, who knows. But what I know that now as an adult and Christian, it brings me a lot of joy to discover that those topics were in a cartoon that I used to watch back when I was 8 years old. So I can go hours and hours talking about the amazing episodes of this Batman animated series. But I just want to tell you key memories about what I have with it. So that Christmas of that year, I remember asking my parents for some action figures, and they were amazing. They didn't disappoint. So I remember that I got Batman, I got Robin, I got the Joker, I got the Riddler, I got Killer Croc, and also Mr. Freeze. I feel like my parents, they were trying to get me the whole, I guess, the whole collection. I don't know if they knew about this or not, but it seems like they did their homework, because I never got Catwoman or the Penguin, and the reason being is because I already had before this action figures, I already had Catwoman from Batman Returns, which was the Michelle Pfeiffer edition, and I already got the Penguin supposedly from Batman Returns, but it was just a repaint from Superpowers, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they did a good job. I remember that Christmas was amazing having all those Batman animated series, and shout out to my parents. So the following year, I was still had the Batman fever, especially the Batman animated series. So in February of '92, my parents took us to Orlando, Florida, and I didn't waste no time to look for more action figures from Batman animated series. And I was lucky to snatch Clayface. Uh, I never saw this figure back in Peru, so I was very excited to get it. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, doing this video, in my opinion, I think Kenner, with this line specifically, I think it was the best back in the 80s and 90s on how faithful they look, the action figures. To me, they look like they came out of the cartoon. So as you can see in this picture that I'm showing you right now, I was crazy about this Clayface figure. I was excited that I was finally getting it, and I couldn't wait to just go back to Peru and make him fight with my Batman. Another cool thing that I was able to experience in this trip was the Batman animated series Game Boy game. So my older brother, they gave him a Game Boy in this trip. They bought him, and he was also a fan of Batman. So I was lucky that he asked for that game, and let me tell you, that game is bad to the bone, especially because it has the intro. The graphics are good for this time, and obviously it's a good game because it was made by Konami. So, and also it wasn't too difficult or too easy, so I think it was a great balance. I remember I would have so much fun playing it, or just watching my older brother trying to beat it, which that I remember he never did, unfortunately. This game unfortunately didn't survive all these years, but I was lucky enough to get one in my hands kind of like 8 years ago through an app. It's called OfferUp. It was kind of what Facebook Market is now, and I got it. No box, no manual, but with it was an excellent deal. I'll show you a picture, especially for what this game goes for now. I was very fortunate to get it again for that great price. So guys, I don't know about y'all, but I used to be that type of kid that I would watch the cartoon with my toys, trying to reenact the episode, or even after the cartoon, just trying to reenact the episode with my toys and play with them. And I think my older brother Percy, he noticed that. So one time he had a surprise for me. He told me that he would call me whenever he was done. He had a surprise in the laundry room. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. So he told me, just go to the living room. I'll call you whenever it's done. So I don't know, maybe 20 minutes have passed by, and he called me. He said, "Hey, Randy, it's done. Come over." So I was really excited and anxious to see what was the big deal. So I entered the laundry room, and um, by this we had in the laundry we have like a laundry sink. So whenever I enter, I see the best and most beautiful diorama I've seen by then, obviously. So basically, what he did, he filled the laundry sink with water, and he made this looking icebergs made out of styrofoam. So he kind of made like the penguin layer, um, and he put the penguin with other stuff that I remember that looked cool, and with Batman. And he told me, "There you go, enjoy, have fun, play for hours," which I did. I had so much fun, obviously, until my mom told me, "Hey, you need to stop playing with water. You're gonna get sick or whatever." But that's something that stuck with my head, because he didn't have to do that, but he did. Out of his heart, enjoyment, his love for Batman too. So I'm so glad that I was able to experience that. So for that, shout out to my brother. Thank you, bro. So guys, at the end of the day, what Batman animated series means to me, it means to me and reminds me, or gets me back to memory lane. Memory lane when I used to be 8 years old, and I used to wake up early to watch the cartoon while eating cornflakes. Or it reminds me of the beautiful Christmas that I got when my parents bought me all these awesome action figures that I still have. It reminds me of the amazing trip that my parents gave us to Orlando, Florida. But I think that it really reminds me of, and what stays in my heart the most, is the connection that I have with my older brother Percy. The connection that we have through comics, video games, movies, toys, and especially with Batman animated series. Guys, I hope you like this video. If you liked it, please like. Put your comments. Tell me if you love Batman animated series like I did. And I'll see you until the next one. See you guys. Or just watching my older brother trying to beat it, which that I remember he never did.
What? Actually, I did pass the game. Because I'm Batman.
Where the collector's proof, where the magic's alive. Every shelf is a treasure, come take a dive. From the 80s to the now, we keep the vibe. Join the fun, let's keep the